My involvement in 4-H goes back to 2001. And let's before 2001 with 4-H, I grew up in Elmira, New York. My mom had us in 4-H, so we used to attend the Chemung County Fair in Elmira. So I know quite a bit about 4-H, and 4-H has poured into me. But I was more of like going to the petting farms and petting the zoos and having my own chicken and be able to watch my own chicken hatch. So I mean, it really gave me exposure to a whole nother world. So it started in Elmira, Chemung County, and when I came to Buffalo, what happened then was I was working with, it was called Youth Opportunity. It was a federal grant to provide young people with employability skills and also with more workforce development. So what came out of that, I was with Youth Opportunity, and I met a young lady by the name of Barbara Baker, and she had a program called Youth Voices. So we're going back to 2000. I've been a part of this whole thing called Youth Voices. So, and Youth Voices was all about bringing 4-H to the urban area, but it was really focusing on youth civic engagement and empowering young people to be change agents in their communities.
Growing up in Elmira, didn't have a father figure, so my mom was really trying to find different activities for us to be involved in. So in Elmira, I would say from 8 to 15 years old, I was involved in 4-H. And when I moved in my latter years, my adult years, young adult years, I was introduced, and I would say it was in 2001, where I got involved with 4-H, but it was more or less empowering young people to bring about change.
From a youth perspective, I would say just having the exposure to different cultures. So I think at an early age, I was able to develop cultural capital. And then also at an early age, just being with different cultures and meeting different individuals, I was able to develop social capital. And I think those are two things that are critical for a young black man or a young black woman, is that one thing that we lack is cultural capital and social capital. So I would say what I really gleaned from 4-H in my younger years is that it allowed me to have those two forms of capital, which in turn allowed me to navigate and have upward mobility in society to become who I am today.
I think 4-H, if they were to take more of an inclusive approach in regards to programming, I think it would provide not only 4-H with a better understanding of different cultures, but I think there would be this symbiotic learning that would take place with young people from suburban, rural, and urban areas where they can have that cross-cultural exchange. So I think it would really enrich the programming. I also think that if 4-H can really look at not only civic engagement, but really empowering young people from all walks of life, from different geographical areas in regards to social justice. I think that's going to be a huge one as we are in the 21st century, and there's a lot of challenges and issues that I think young people from all walks of life, from different communities are facing. And I think if 4-H can really be inclusive and engage all young people to begin to address a lot of the social, the social justice or the injustice, the inequities and inequalities that are impacting young people from all walks of life, but especially those in black communities.
I think it starts with at the top of the organization, and for those at the top to really build their cultural competency, and also to provide a more culturally responsive programming for young people. So I think it starts at the top where the leadership begins to really do some deep self-reflection, and then it also, I think it trickles down to the curricula, which a lot of what 4-H offers through their programming. It's a curricula, but is that curricula a culturally responsive curricula that provides young people where they can see a part of who they are within the programming? I think that will allow young people to want to be more engaged in programming of 4-H. And so I think it starts there. Leadership, with having an open mind, being more culturally responsive, and then trickling down to the programming and having that more culturally responsive and engaging for young people. I'm very familiar with youth voices. Like I said, I started in 2001. We traveled throughout the country, different states, and doing different projects to improve not only communities, but also to improve schools. And I think this is what's needed right now. Young people want to be seen as part of the solution, not the problem. And that goes back to youth development. So really engaging young people as part of the solution and not the problem, and really looking at what young people bring to the table. That, you know, if we're talking about having an impact on society and the generations that come, we cannot do this work on our own. We have to begin to mobilize young people, empower young people, and give them opportunities to have their voices heard, and give them opportunities to have meaningful impacts on society. So I would just say I've been 20 years strong at this in regards to youth voice and youth empowerment, and some of the things that I've been able to witness, and I wouldn't be in this seat right now as a superintendent or CEO of a school if it wasn't for young people pouring into me and showing me how, what it looks like to be a servant leader and a leader that can transform his or her community. So I would say it would start there.